friends. It is Tuesday, March 31st. That means we are on day 11 of skills. And before we jump in, let's go over our spelling words. Sun, kiss, scent, prince, jazz, pigs, zip, here, tricky word here, dresses, and running. Those are your spelling words. I want you to do some fun activities with them. And on Friday, I'm going to give you a spelling test as best I can. All right, let's also quickly go through our letter sounds. I don't have a card for the CE or the SE, but we know that CE makes the S sound, and also SE makes the S sound. And we'll go over our letter tree in just a minute. So, starting here, R, oi, ow, all, j, b, ul, e, oo, or as in book, qu, or th, buzzy th, ng, k, z, y, x, w, g, v, a, r, sh, ch, m, n, t, k, k, d, p, s, or, r, I, and back where we started. Good job, guys. I also would love for you to practice your tricky words with your parents, and those are in your lesson plans. So let's go over our SE and CE and S and double S spellings. We have our spelling tree for the S sound. We have the single S as in snake, sit, sun, and song. Double S as in kiss and dress. The C as in cell, scent, and pencil. And the two that we worked on yesterday was CE as in prince, dance, and voice, and SE as in house and goose. So when you see words with these types of spellings, you should be able to work on decoding those now. It may take you a minute to remember, but that's okay. Practice makes perfect. So those are our new spellings for the S sound. All right, something else we're going to work on today that's new is pronouns. And we're going to do a little practice. We know that nouns are persons, places, and things. Classroom is a noun. Walmart is a noun. The beach is a noun. Student is a noun. There are nouns. Pronouns are words that can take the place of a noun, like he, she, they. So we're going to learn about those. So I'm going to read, well, let me write these up here. It would be better for you to see it. So I'm going to write a sentence with the noun Kate. Kate went on a trip. All right, the first noun in my sentence is Kate. Okay, I'm going to replace Kate in my second sentence with the pronoun she. She start of her trip. So I replaced Kate, the noun Kate, with the pronoun she. Kate went on a trip. She was sad at the start of her trip. That keeps me from saying Kate's name over and over and over. I can replace it with the pronoun she. Here's another one. Kate met Jack in the coin shop. Kate met Jack in the coin shop. This time I'm going to replace Jack with the pronoun he. In my second sentence, I'm talking about Jack. He was an expert on coins. So I replaced Jack with the pronoun he. All right, here's another one. This time I'm going to use Kate had found a coin is my first sentence. Kate had found a coin, period. I'm going to replace coin, the noun coin, with the pronoun it. It was made of silver. It is my pronoun. So you're going to see pronouns such as he, she, it, they. Those are the ones you're going to be seeing mostly in our next few lessons as we practice pronouns, okay? We will replace specific nouns with the pronouns he, she, it, or they. All right. Let me give you another sentence. Let's do a little practice, okay? Just a little practice. This is my sentence. What's funny is this is the sentence that's in my book, and it also has my husband's name in it, which he's actually doing the filming. He might think I'm talking about him. Jeff had a party. Period. He didn't have a party, but if he had a party right now, he could only invite me and Avery and Joshua and Eli because we're stuck at home. That's okay. That would be a great party. Okay? Jeff had a party. Now, if I want to replace Jeff with a pronoun, what pronoun would I use? Blow it into your hand. Release it. Great job. He. Jeff had a party. He invited Wendy. All right. This time I want to replace Wendy with a pronoun. What pronoun would I use to replace Wendy? Blow it into your hand. Release it. Great job. She. What can my sentence be? She went to his party. Now this time, I want to replace the word party, the noun party, with a pronoun. What pronoun am I going to use to replace the word party? Good job. It. It my new pronoun. So I replaced Jeff with he. I replaced Wendy with she. I replaced party with it. Okay, now we're going to get a little practice with that. So I want you to get your workbooks out and find page 7.1. It looks like this. Page 7.1. Okay. We are going to underline the pronoun and draw a connecting line from each pronoun to the noun it replaces, then write the pronoun on the line. So, they helped us out with number 1. Number 1 says Kate is 9. She wrote a book. They underlined the pronoun and drew an arrow to the noun the pronoun replaces, and then they wrote the pronoun on the line. So that's what we're going to do. Number 2, Jack has a shop. He sells coins. So we're going to look here and see which word is the pronoun first. Which word is the pronoun? He is the pronoun. What noun does he replace in our first sentence? Good job. Jack. And then we're going to write the pronoun on the line. Number 3, Kate went on a trip. It was fun. Okay, let's see. Which word in our second sentence is our pronoun? It was fun. What's our pronoun? Yell it out. Yell it louder. Good job. It. It is our pronoun. Is it referring to trip or Kate? These are our two nouns. What word is it replacing? Good job. Trip. It's talking about the trip. Kate went on a trip. It, the trip, was fun. We're going to write it on our line. Number 4. Kate found a coin. It is Spanish. All right, what is our pronoun in our second sentence? Yell it loud where I can hear you, all the way in Far City. Good job, it. And what is it referring to? Which noun did it replace? Kate found a coin. It is Spanish. What was Spanish, Kate or the coin? The coin, very good. Then we're going to write it. All right, flip your paper. This time, we are going to put the pronoun in. We get to replace the noun with the pronoun. Jack likes the coin. Jack likes, we're replacing coin with the pronoun. Jack likes what? Jack likes he, she, they, it. Good job. Jack likes it. All right. Was Jack Nan's pal? Jack is the word. That's our noun that we're going to replace. Was Jack Nan's pal? Yes, blank was Nan's pal. Jack should be replaced with he. Very good. Yes, he was Nan's pal. Kate made a book. They've underlined Kate, so we are going to replace Kate with the pronoun. Kate made a book. Blank wrote the words. What do we replace Kate with? He, she, it, they. Good job, she. All right, big first graders, I'm going to let you do 5 and 6 all by yourself, independently, without my help. So I think you guys are ready. I think you can handle it. So finish those two out. While you finish those two out, I'm going to get our reader story ready. It is also in your workbook. It is on page 7.2. This is our reader story for today. All of the reader stories that we're going to use in this unit are in your workbook. That's why we didn't give you readers. You have all the stories you need in your workbook. If you want to go back and read them online, they are online. I sent that link in an email to your parents. But they're right here. So find 7.2 in your workbook and let's read this together. Mr. Spencer and the Rabbits. You are going to see tricky words. You're going to see our S spelled S-S-S, S-E-C-E. You're going to see a lot of the new sounds and the new spellings. They'll be in bold. And that should help you to know, oh, that's new. I better slow down and take a second look if I'm not sure, okay? So let's get started. Get your reader finger ready. Grace Spencer's dad has a farm. Her dad is a farmer out in the Midwest, where the land is flat and the soil is rich. In the spring, Mr. Spencer plants corn next to the farmhouse. Ooh, there's a big word. Farmhouse. All summer long, he takes care of the corn. By the end of the summer, the corn is ripe. Then Mr. Spencer harvests it and sells it. That is how he makes a living. So he's a farmer. Mr. Spencer has a garden too. In his garden, he plants eggplants, beets, sprouts, and peppers. Mr. Spencer has had some problems with rabbits. They crawl under the fence, hop into his garden, and munch on his plants. When Mr. Spencer sees the rabbits in his garden, he gets mad as a hornet. He shakes his fist and shouts at the rabbits. Flip your paper. Grace and her sister Jill like the rabbits. Grace says they are cute. She tells her dad to be nice and let the rabbits be. But Mr. Spencer can't stand those rabbits, and the Spencers need the plants in the garden to feed them in the winter. Last summer, Mr. Spencer got a dog to force the rabbits out of his garden. The dog's name is Pepper. He is a black dog. He sleeps out in the barn. When Pepper came to the farm, he gave the rabbits quite a scare. They were in the garden munching on sprouts. Then Pepper came charging out into the yard, barking. The rabbits took off. They raced back into their hole as fast as they could. Pepper ran to the rabbit hole and went in as far as he could. He started digging with his paws, but it was no use. It was a deep hole and he could not get down to where the rabbits were. Mr. Spencer was sitting in the living room at the time. He could tell what Pepper was up to. He smiled. "Good dog," he said. "Good dog. I bet those rabbits will munch on sprouts somewhere else next time." All right, good job, guys. Let's pull out 6.4 to answer our questions. 6.4 looks like this. It says, Mr. Spencer and the rabbits. What is the land like out in the Midwest? So let's look back at our paper. What is the land like back in the Midwest? Is the land has red rocks? the land has no plants, or the land has rich soil? Good job. The land has rich soil. And we found that on page 2 of our reader. But you don't have a reader, so don't worry about that. Don't worry about answering the page part. Number 2 says, what things are in Mr. Spencer's garden? So if we look back at our reader story, it tells us that Mr. Spencer's garden has eggplants, beets, sprouts, and peppers. So we are going to restate our question. We're going to use capitals, punctuation, neat handwriting, finger spaces, and spell our words correctly. That's what we always do when we write a sentence. What things are in Mr. Spencer's garden? So we'll start with capital M for Mr. Spencer. Mr. Spencer has, and we're going to make a list of what he has in his garden. Eggplants, and these words are all in your story. If you're not sure how to spell them, just go back to your story and you can copy it. Eggplants, beets, sprouts, and I'm using commas because we're making a list, and we learned that a few weeks back. Several weeks back we learned that when we make a list, we use commas. Eggplants, beets, sprouts, and peppers. Now don't stop right there, because this is not a complete sentence. What things are in Mr. Spencer's garden? Mr. Spencer has eggplants, beets, sprouts, and peppers. Some of you would want to stop right there, but this is not a complete sentence. Mr. Spencer has eggplants, beets, sprouts, and peppers where? In his garden. Then you can write your period. Okay? Don't stop until you have restated the question and given me all the information in a complete sentence. So we use the word Mr. Spencer and in garden. So we know we restated our question when we use words from our question in our answer. What things are in Mr. Spencer's garden? Mr. Spencer has eggplants, beets, sprouts, and peppers in his garden. All right, flip your paper. There we go. Number 3. Number 3. This is when I would say, who wants to read number 3? And I would see everybody's hand go up and somebody would read number 3 to us. And I missed that. So I'm going to read it to you. What is the problem with Mr. Spencer's garden? He has rabbits in his garden. He has a dog in his garden. Or he has sprouts in his garden. What's the problem? What does he not like? Yell it out where I can hear you. Exactly. He has rabbits in his garden. He doesn't want those rabbits in his garden. They're eating everything. Number 4. Pepper helps Mr. Spencer when he has a snack from the garden, barks at the rabbits so they run off, or sleeps out in the barn. What is Pepper doing to help Mr. Spencer? Good job. He barks at the rabbits so they run off. Great job, guys. All right, that is the end of today's skills lesson. So remember to practice your spelling words. Go over your pronouns. Try to use some pronouns when you're talking, okay? If you're talking and you notice that you use a pronoun like he, she, they, it, we, me, them. If you're using a pronoun, say, hey, I just used a pronoun. So that's fun. That's just something fun to do. All right, guys, that's the end of today's lesson. I will see you tomorrow. Have a wonderful Tuesday.